What is up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we are here with the next episode of our Battle Worlds Kronos playthrough. As you can see, we've been reducing our enemies to rubble, but not without them taking a few bricks out as well. But luckily in this mission, they've given us the ability to replenish our troops. That's right, our soldiers should be completely and totally terrified because, as of this point, they are expendable. I can replace them. Well, at least most of them. Some of them can't be replaced. Some of them are magical, lovely little snowflakes. But for now, don't let them know because, you know, I like them to be a little bit scared. What else is going on down here? So who's got something left to do? I think I'm going to pull back with him, and we're going to take him back to a repair node. You, sir, get yourself repaired. There it is, so our elite is ready to go. And actually, I needed to do the veterancy. Oh, no, don't put down a mine. Don't do that at all. Mining my own base, God. Let's see here. Let's do improved armor, I guess. And so there it is. Anybody else ready to go? Nay. Not a single person ready to make with the horsey mode. That's fine, I don't mind either way. You don't have to be ready to upgrade, not with me. Let's kill that thing though. I didn't even realize that I left it sitting there. Those little infantry, they always seem to escape my gaze. So I guess now, it's gonna take them a minute to get back to me if they really want to. Part of me also really wants to fall back a tad, so let's start that process. And I would prefer that all the fights kind of take place like in this little area where we've got these tank stoppers and whatnot, just because this gun, it's lonely. This gun hasn't felt the loving caress of an enemy's skull exploding in quite some time, and frankly, he's starting to get a little emo about it. He's just making all kinds of grumpy noises, and we've had to calm him down repeatedly. We've started giving him Zoloft. It's gotten bad. He's got a problem. He's got a serious issue. Let's go ahead and, I don't know, bypass this turn and just pray. Pray to the gods of Battle Worlds Kronos that all these guys don't roll out on us like an unholy red tide. What you gonna do, Yerla? Bring your best game. Bring your A game. Let's do it. I actually don't think they're going to attack from right there. It appears as though... Yeah, they're not going to attack from right there. I think they're just generating non-stop units from right there so that we have to put up some kind of defensive line. I'm going to put this tank right here. And I'm also going to move my artillery to there because it's kind of a dick move, but I think it's funny that I can shoot him from that far away. So he's now wounded. He's going to have to go back and get ammo pretty soon, though. I'm going to give him the improved movement since he is going to have to make an ammo run pretty soon. He's running a little low on the DACA. And we like to keep a good stock of DACA. I'm going to bring him over here. Because obviously we have to maintain like some kind of coherent line next to all this. And if they decide that they really want to attack this tank, they can only have one person attack at a time. This dude can just sit here and fire missiles over and over again. It's going to get a little bit rowdy for the enemy in this little catch-all area. Over here, we have stuff to think about. So let's think about it. I'm going to fire some missiles at him because I hate him and he makes me upset. Over here, I thought that he had Bloodlust. Is he bugged right now? Bloodlust, I thought... Let's see here. He has a Joker action. Oh, it's instead of his movement action. Okay, I thought it was instead of his attack action. Well, never mind that. I don't want to do that anyways. I'm going to go down to this lower depot and capture it as well. And that's going to give us a few more vehicles. Looks like we've got like priests and I don't know the little symbols yet, but there's a lot of vehicles up in here. There are some seriously useful things being dispensed unto us. So I'm going to unload my artillery. Then I'm going to block the hole to get at him with that Cerberus so that he has to come over here to fight with this Cerberus if he wants to do anything. Other stuff that my units can do. You, actually, your main job right now is to fall the hell back because you're looking a little bit wounded. He's actually not helping that much, so I'm going to bring him over this way to capture that radar dome. And once he captures that, we should have a better view of what's going on. It seems like we have a secondary base down here in the south. So we may actually make a push on them as well. I love this tactical map. I don't know if I've pointed that out, but this tactical map is the shiznit. It is the best thing ever. More strategy games could definitely learn from the presentation and the way that this game chooses to conduct itself, believe you me. If I had a nickel, a Kentucky nickel, in fact, for every time that I was looking through my UI unsure of what I wanted to do next, I would probably be at least a few cents richer. I don't want to leave him out in the open, unfortunately, so I'm going to bring him back over to here, too. Maybe. I may actually bring him along down into here. I don't know. I already moved him over there. He's a little bit safer now, I think. If they want to get at him, they're definitely going to get shot at, so... Problems. We got a couple more hunters ready to go over here, and so I'm going to unload them. They can't move on their first turn, something to keep in mind if you're generating units. They come out with absolutely nothing, so you got to wait until they're actually ready to roll before they're going to be completely and totally useful. I think we're generating ammunition down here. The ammo numbers seem a little bit higher. Everything else seems lower. I'm going to get the trucks into position to make this run down to this base and grab all of the resources that they have in those depots, because I think we're probably going to need them a lot. I'm almost tempted to think that he could make a pretty substantial run down to the south. So I'm going to try and have him do that. This guy, on the other hand, can't make it far enough to make me feel good about it, so he should be able to grab all this on his own anyways. It said he could hold 200, and there's 175 here, so I'll take it. Let's go ahead and unload all of these units, and we'll figure out, okay, we've got another artillery platform. So we've got some bandits. Good. We've actually multiplied our net value of all of our units by a really, really huge amount, and we want our units to be valuable. We don't want them to be like nickel-plated. We want them to be nickel through and through. Or even better, I don't know, some other conductor. I can't think of it right now. Shh. Don't think about it. We're just going to move on. Over on this side, everybody else is looking okay with regards to what they still have available. So yeah, let's end the turn. Gross. I wasn't expecting that. We may lose our Praetorian right there. Oh, never mind. He's got a load of HP. We're perfectly... Oh, there's attacks coming from that direction, too. Well, how was I supposed to know about that? God. Alright, make a run for it, truck. Battle truck, run for it! I think what I shall do then... God. Let's pull everybody back over here. And I am so glad that I moved that artillery back. I actually feel a lot better about that decision now. Deploy him right there so that he'll be useful to us in the future. And they are staying just out. What an obnoxious ploy. Yeah, they're doing the same thing that I would do, but it's still obnoxious because they're being smarter than me, and it makes me sad. Let's fire some missiles at him. Make him pretty much worthless at this point. He can't really deal damage anymore. And I think I'll take these two trucks out to engage with this guy. And we are just going to humble him. So let us begin with the humbling. Sir, you are humbled. It's a little bit different than being hunted, but still... It's the same concept. Move him to right there, but he's going to be able to retaliate. Although I would prefer to end this debacle sooner rather than later, so I think I may actually allow them to flush me out. Like a poorly formed turd. Yeah, there's the return fire, but on the plus side, all of these units are actually going to be completely... already counterattacked twice. What? Alright, so apparently these units can counterattack twice. The things we learn. Well, now I'm going to kill you because that insults me. I don't like the fact that you shot me twice. You're not allowed to return fire. So down they go. Let me get him back to a repair box here. And as I recall, these actually repair your units as well, so part of me is tempted to bring back my Praetorian. What can I do with his level up? Breach? A blocking constraint. Okay, whatever. An improved... I'm going with that one. We're going to lay down the boom booms here. So there's a little bit of that. I may lose that bandit right here. Just because of this guy. It depends if that despawns quickly enough. Sort of depends what happens right there. And then I've also left myself exposed on purpose. That's right, I did this on purpose to maybe see if I could bait them up this way, because I don't want this force to kind of get tackled right now. I prefer to keep them kind of out of the line of fire. Let's bring in our tanks and see if we can't kill this Cerberus off. So that Cerberus is now taken care of, kind of. We've still got more problems. Well, that Cerberus specifically is now dead, but all the other ones still sort of give us a major issue. I was going to move artillery forward, and we'll see if we can fight with these guys. I don't think that they will deign to hit this point if I put artillery up. I just don't see it happening. It could, I mean... The AI has done stranger things, but I don't see that happening in this case. Maybe put him right there. Block that off just a tad so that they can't get at that artillery. Looks like we've got a bunch of infantry down here. I'd actually prefer to sort of unlock all this. Not unlock, I'm sorry. I want to make sure that I know what's down there. Looks like we are flanked slightly. So other things to think about. We need to repair him on the next turn as well. Now that all of these guys are out of their little holes, though, I think I may actually leave him back here just in case all these guys decide to make a move. I can't guarantee that they will or won't at this point, but I'm not going to tempt fate by leaving it open to interpretation. All these guys need to come to the front line, and I think I'm going to start producing hunters from here on out, because we're running out of front line. I need meat shields. I need guys that can, like, take shots to the face and just keep on coming. Alright, so everybody's looking tapped out up here. I don't think that Praetorian is any type of danger right now. I'm going to have to bring him back and repair him, though, pretty soon, which is going to leave a gap in my line, but I'll probably fill it with that hunter right there. These guys at the moment are the big thing that I'm sort of terrified, but I think they're all going to have to double move to get at me, except for him. He could potentially get to there or to here and still take a shot at me. Yep. Things to think about, but if he does that, he's going to get artilleried in the dome. Right in his little... What is that, like a dune buggy dome? There we go, the dune buggy dome. End the turn. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Yeah, they're doing that focus fire thing. They love to focus fire for whatever reason. And so I can almost promise you they're going to bring that up to here and fire on him, I bet. Yep. Well, we've got some major problems here. And of course, they're right outside my range. I can't take an artillery shot at him, though, which is pretty pleasurable. So pleasure myself I shall. Since they're deciding to come around that way, they're obviously, okay, they're going to be out of range of that. But what we can do is kind of give them a little bit of a cutoff right here. A tiny bit of denial. Now, I can cut down this way, but I don't know what's down here. This could be a big waste of my time. I sort of want to send a scout down there to find out, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared too, so... Let's offload everything there. So he's got 120 resources. We're going to send him over to that side in just a moment. He'll grab that, and he'll have all those resources. We'll bring him back to here, and we'll start producing some hunters. Now this combat... We want to sort of look at the shots we can take. I mean, we really want to make sure, in this case, that we're hurting anything that's fully healthed. So if you have full health, I hate you. Like, I don't want you to continue living if you've got full health. This little guy right here, I should probably swing back. On the plus side, we do have this unit right here who's able to move into position. I really dislike the fact that that hunter has got me up, and that hunter right there has me over a barrel, unfortunately. While the rest of his unit are about to die just spectacularly, that one right there, one health again, as always. I don't know how this keeps happening. Never happens to my unit where they have like 1 health left, but every single time their unit has 1 health left, and it's perfectly fine. He's got full ammunition, although there's nothing to worry about right there from that, so I don't really want to race... I don't want to waste an artillery shell on such a worthless target. Let's go ahead and run through here to get a feel for what might be off in this direction. And so what do I have to play with here? let's blow him up. I'd like to blow him up. That truck looks entirely too healthy, so I'm going to fire on him. The Cerberus is now leveled up. I'm going to give him increased firepower, make him a little scarier. You, sir, you're going to take this lull in the fighting to get yourself back up to... Actually, yeah, I like that move right there. Let's go ahead and put missiles on him. I would prefer to keep him from doing like a full health shot on any of my characters. I would really, really prefer to keep that from happening. We've set up a lot of rubble here. I'll move him to there and take a shot. I realize he's probably going to get infantryed right there, but it's okay. Well, sort of, it's okay. It's not, like, completely okay. It still upsets me. But there's so much rubble right here right now that it's creating a bit of an impasse for all of us. Let's kill that hunter off as well, so on the next turn we can kind of just push forward and wipe them out. And they just seem determined not to fight near my turret. I'm still trying to come up. I guess I could line up, like, a row right here and just absolutely force their hand, but still, since he's wounded, let's put him in a depot. And I think he should get repaired over time. But then again, maybe that's why the excess resources are in there. We're about to bring more home. I've never actually, I think it needs to have resources in it before it'll repair anything. So maybe on the next turn we'll bring, well, as soon as we clear out this big gap right here, they have a lot of units, so as soon as we clear that, we'll bring the truck back up. Truck, where did you go? There you are, truck. So I'll bring you around to there, since you've got a tank stopper. Is he trapped inside the, I wonder if he's trapped inside those sandbags. Kind of a weird thing right there that the AI has going on. Other than that, where's my other, there he is. Let's bring you along too. Let's get you back down in here. I want to make good use of my infantry while they're still up and about. Especially now that they're heavily armored. I mean, why not? This guy up here, I just don't like these bikes. They're not reliable in a fight, and that makes me sad. This guy, though, apparently I forgot to move him. I'm just going to keep the front right there for now. I may try and shift it back to kind of an arc right here in the next turn. But it seems like they produce new units every single time I wipe out a line, so this battle of attrition is definitely going to swing in their favor, assuming that I can't shut it off over in this direction. I need to make sure that I've got enough resources coming in to fix my problems. Other than, yeah, I don't see anything else going on. No resources left with which to produce anything. So let's end the turn and let's see what Yurla decides to do here. They're broke-ass infantrymen. Yeah, I think they've just got endless units. Which sort of makes for an irritating level. I don't like levels that kind of arrange themselves like that, where the enemy just has infinite resources and you don't have any. The reporter's face is glowing with excitement. She's come across a great story and now wants to profit from it as much as possible. Commander, did you know that your duel with Commander Parker has by far the best TV ratings of the entire war? The Telet have captured a Lumati temple, but all of Rhea has its eyes on you two. I've told you before, Philippa, if you interfere with missions and jeopardize their success, I'll drag you in front of a court-martial. The young woman's first impulse seems to be to reprimand the general for his interference. In the nick of time, she realizes who she's dealing with and forces herself to give a factual explanation. General Cypher, it's my duty to entertain the people on Rhea and inform them about the war. There must be no doubt about the legitimacy of the new emperor. One can sense that two powers have come dangerously close here. Both possess enough influence to harm the other and devastate their surroundings, but General Cypher can or won't see these facing a worthy opponent. We don't play games. We don't take unnecessary risks, and no, we will not crack a smile for your cameras. Cypher pushes a button before the reporter can reply. For a moment, you wonder how she was able to log into the military channel in the first place. I prefer a slow victory with few casualties to a quick one with heavy losses, Commander. But since you've already agreed to this duel, do me a favor and teach Parker a lesson. Well, I didn't want to agree to it. I would have backed off of it, but the game didn't give me a choice. Alright, so now that we've got a new force down here, let's take a look with our infantry and figure out what's going on down in here before we do anything else. Running a little bit low on time. I'm going to try and sneak across to this forest in just a minute. Okay, so there's another supply depot right there. Do like a little hit and run deal right there. Back off just a tad. Can that artillery hit him? Oh, it can. Lovely. Well then, let's finish this fight just the way it's intended, with that guy dying, and not me dying. I guess... Oh, that's the wrong unit that I'm targeting. Damn it. I really... What in the hell am I doing right now? My brain just got completely addled. I feel like an idiot just right. I grabbed the wrong units and I'm moving them and I'm not learning from anything. Facepalm. Absolute facepalm. It's okay, I mean, we have the extra units to really kind of press our advantage right now. But still, let's move him back out for just a second. And can he hit anybody? No. Alright, so let's start assembling this back line that I was talking about, this back arch. That's gonna sort of force the enemy's hand. I made a dipshit move down here, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to live with that. These three might end up in a little bit of trouble on the next turn, but they don't have anything like heavy that's able to do anti-tank damage. So we're gonna fall back, and it's gonna just kind of arc that way, I think. Get my infantry down here to help out with this fight. Now that we've got an opening, I would like to bring that truck back to base rapidly and without it getting blasted while I can help it. And now for you, let's move you up next to this radar tower so we can grab that in the next turn and get an eye on what's going on for the rest of this map. You've captured some ground, but I've got a bad feeling about this mission. I don't know what it is, but I've got like this inkling in the back of my mind that this is just not going well right now. He fired a shot, so I can't undeploy him. I'd like to get him back to here too and make another defensive line. Let's see if we can get the Praetorian back up here to get repaired. We have no resources left, unfortunately. We've used up all of our repair boxes fighting on this front line. So yeah, we may actually... I'm really worried about this front. Not feeling good about it. I may need to reroute some of the forces that I unlocked down here at the bottom and bring them up here to help, basically. It's like maybe take this tank and some of these guys and just have them all be part of that line. I don't know, I'm not happy right now. That slip up right there was major. I lost a number of attacks right there. Or a number of movements that are gonna leave me in an unfortuitous spot. Yeah. Well, no point crying over it now. I actually think the superior line might be down this way, because then I'll have two guns that can come to bear against all these guys. I don't know. All stuff to ponder. I think a second artillery would probably be the right choice up here. Unless there's way more gunners down in here, but we'll find out in the next turn once he does some more scouting. So my main attack force that's going to continue pressing their advantage is going to be these guys right here. These four should be, I might bring him down as well, repair him right there and bring him and a couple of infantry and then leave the rest back here to kind of blunt the spear, I guess. Everybody's wounded though, and they're coming at me with fresh units every single turn. I'm not a fan of games that give the enemy endless resources and they force you to deal with like limited blah blah blah. It always makes me feel a little bit cheesy. It makes the whole attrition thing, I guess, stand out. Let's end the turn. Making some odd choices with their infantry, but choices that I'm willing to accept. The nice thing about him pulling a runner now is it forces that into the front line, which I think should work out okay. Let's get all these front line units back, and I may actually shift this to make a vertical line right here, possibly. And I think he can make it through the lines because there's no attacks of opportunity, which means we've got a little bit of an opening. Let's check and see if this vehicle's being repaired while it sits there. Yeah, so I think you need to actually unload resources at each of these, which makes me feel a little bit stupid about having spent them. At the same time, I could drop off like 20 and 20. I don't know what the repair kind of coefficient is going to be, the quotient, I guess, by which it's going to repair things, but let's undeploy him, move him out slightly. We also have to worry about the potential of these guys snapping off and going down this way, though, sometimes, which also makes me feel worried. So I think I've got enough vehicles up here to hold that spot. Let's start thinking about our defense down here. I actually really like the fact that I can deploy him in that forest right there. They could sweep this way any moment, but I don't think they will. They would have in the last turn if they were gonna. There's another supply depot down there. Let's have a little look this way, maybe. And then I'll come down here, and once I make sure that that's been completely scouted, I'll be a little bit happier with its potential. So let's kind of line them up, I guess, like right here. Then the nice thing about this is I can actually like collapse the formation on other people if I need to. But we definitely need to start exploiting our artillery options. I think I'm going to think about this a little further, and I'm going to break the episode off here. I get the feeling I should probably hit this next, so I may actually take... I'm having trouble reckoning who I should leave on offense and defense right now. Capture that really quickly, but I'm going to sit and think about it for a moment. Okay, so I definitely don't want to go out there. That is just a nightmare. What is this? Nothing? It's just like an obstacle. That's terrifying over in this direction, so I don't really want to fiddle with that too much. God. Between a rock and a hard place. I think once I capture this down here, we'll unload all the units and we'll kind of see what sort of battle is going to unfold for this location. My guess is that this is going to be a major payday for us. There's probably a third one, like over here, get like 9 units, and then another factory that's full. It's got 200 supply. So I think if we can knock that over without losing ourselves, we should be alright. For now, we don't want to wake up that dragon. We probably want to mess with this one down here. This little dragon, this adorable dragon with the heart-shaped scales. We want to mess with him first. So anyways, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Battle Worlds Kronos. I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody.